Bloody hell, bloody hell.
Hello and welcome to The Silver Lining, the weekly geekly talk show where we discuss any number of bizarre topics that may have come up during the week. I am your host, Uncle Silver, aka Silver Greg, aka Greg, whatever you're comfortable calling me, and welcome to you, my co-host, the chat. Always a... Sorry. had something in my hand. I was going to start doing this the whole time. But it is always a pleasure to have you all here to discuss some of these, like I said, these weird topics that have come up during the week. And hopefully to see we are at 997 followers. So maybe we'll pass 1,000 today. I don't know. That would be nice, but you know, it's more important that the people that are here have a good time, or hanging out, talking, contributing to the conversation, listening to me ramble about nonsense. That's always more important, but it is always nice to pass those milestones. And I think 1,000 followers is a pretty cool milestone. 1K hype. Do I have a fun? You know, I don't have an air horn button. Here. Ultra combo. Woo! Yeah, I don't have the hip hop air horn. I have. So I got a little bit of a brass instrument type thing, horn instrument there. This is weird. I have the Stream Deck. I put it on the other side of my setup. I don't really like it here because I'm a righty. My problem is the right side is full of stuff. So I am way overloaded over here. So I've got to use my left hand to do some things. But hello, Aqua Sakura, Elements, Press Play to Jason, Rami, Latimer, I said Elements, Wing Zero, what is happening, everybody? Hopefully we can break 1,000, woo! We need MLG air horn. Yeah, Rami, that's what I mean. I don't have one of those, and I don't really know why. Like, I make the noise myself. Like, I go, but like, I have a thing with a whole bunch of effects. Like, I don't know. Here, we'll use this one. Like, oh yeah. Oh, excuse me, UAC Rooster. What is going on, Sir Pigathy? Cyan Fox, why did I hear wah wah wah? That was probably me making no, that was the other noise, the sad trumpet. No reason, I was just messing with my sound effects. Welcome, Minion. So yeah, this week was 4th of July, and this was a weird week for me. This was my first week back at work. The 2 weeks prior to that, I was on vacation. We went to the beach one weekend, and then I went to too many games, and then I hung out just pretty much for the week. So then this week was my first week back, which was a bizarre week back because I worked on Monday, and then Tuesday was my birthday, which I turned 41, and my job has this rule where if you've been there a certain amount of time, which I have, your birthday counts as a personal paid holiday. So you get that day off of work. It just has to be that day. So I had Tuesday off. So then I went back to work Wednesday, and then we had the 4th off for 4th of July. So then I went back to work today. So I was on, off, on for this week, which makes for a weird week coming back to work. So now I've got the weekend, and then I am going to go back to work, and then that'll be full 5 days a week. So I dread that. Cassidy Books, what is happening? Some 41, am I right? Greg selling out bathwater. Oh, not yet. Rami, I did hear about that. We'll talk about that. I didn't look up that article though. Lizard, what is going on? So yeah, it's been an okay week. I don't know. I got some cool stuff. I got some stuff just came in today. I finally got Persona 5. So I'll finally be able to start playing that, give that a try, and, you know, stop after a few hours, and then for the next 2 years talk about how I started it and then never went back to it. I got a movie called The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, which I actually very much enjoy that movie, and I wanted a copy of it, so I got that. And I got the Super Mario Brothers movie on DVD because it is delightfully bad or horribly delightful. It is a hokey movie. I changed my username to something less meme worthy. Oh, Cassidy's squid now. I don't know. I still see Cassidy books. Just got my Evangelion OST today. Lizard, is it disappointing? Because that's all I've been hearing lately about Evangelion. Am I saying it right? That it is disappointing. Yeah, it's a Super Mario Brothers movie. Yeah, it's weird. I didn't have it. I thought that I did. It was real weird. I went one day to watch it and I realized that I didn't have it. I have The Wizard on DVD, but I don't have Super Mario Brothers, so now I do. So I'm gonna be able to finally sit down and watch that after so many. I couldn't tell you when the last time I saw it was. I honestly couldn't tell you. It has to have been at least 10 years since I've seen that movie. Which, there's plenty of movies I haven't seen in forever, but the Super Mario Brothers movie is so iconic that as bad as that is to say, it's so iconic that it needs to be watched. I know I managed to get a copy of The Wizard for VHS, but I never watched it. If you took any longer to get it, I was going to donate my copy. I still don't know why I found that movie for $5 at Barnes & Noble. I'm a little surprised I never came across it at Goodwill. I guess it's so good people don't get rid of it. Or if they pass away, because the Goodwill a lot of the time is like people pass away and then their stuff, their belongings, their family can't take it, so it goes to Goodwill. It's like, I guess anybody who passed away that had that movie wanted to be buried with it, which I may have to put in my will. I had The Wizard on VHS next to my oldest brother finding at a computer convention in Maryland. It's funny, we were talking about the subject of VHSs. Yeah, right? What does VHS stand for? Video Home System? Isn't that the player? And you pronounced it right. Evangelion. Woo! We were talking about it on Twitter. The topic popped up on Twitter. So I mentioned that I might still have my bootleg JoJo 93 OVA and some Slayers on. VCR is the player. Okay. So what is VHS? But I mentioned that I might still have them. So it was like 11 o'clock at night, by the way. And I was very tired. I was about to go up to bed. And I said, you know what? Now I'm curious. So I went down into the basement and I searched through. I might have thrown out all of my VHS. I had a big box, Video Home System. Yeah, I was right. I had a big box of recorded VHS, which was, and I'm not kidding you, I used to record Simpsons episodes off of TV. So I had at least 20 cassettes of Simpsons episodes. I had all of the first season of Batman Beyond that I recorded off of TV. A few other shows here and there, a few, like some of my favorite Seinfeld episodes, things like that. And then I had my bootleg stuff, which was the 93 JoJo OVA. I had some Slayers. I had some DBZ stuff, I think. No, I had the DBZ Cell Saga, like the end of the Cell Saga, but I think I gave that to somebody else. But I had some other stuff. And I guess I got rid of all of that because that was not official cassettes. That was all pre-recorded stuff. So do you have a little book to write down what was on all of them? Elements. I had like sheets of paper, and then I numbered each cassette for which cassette had which episodes. And then but I still have some of my official VHS. So I was looking through the box and I went through. I posted a picture of it. I didn't know I was going to talk about it, so I didn't have the picture ready. The G.I. Joe movie, the Transformers movie. These are official. These have the slip boxes and everything. Rainbow Bright and the Star Stealer. I brought up it's three of them. I brought up a few of them. Golgo 13, Queen Bee, which was the second Golgo 13 movie. The Last Dragon. The Last Dragon on VHS, which I remember was a Christmas gift a very long time ago. And Project A-ko. The first Project A-ko movie I have on VHS. Oh man, with the who the hell were they? US Magna or I remember what was their name? It was an anime house that I guess they were they would like an anime house or they would bring stuff over. I just remember having a ton of stuff with their name on it. I'm pretty sure I still have the Ninja Scroll VHS somewhere. I used to have Ghost in the Shell. I have that on DVD now. I have that and Ninja Scroll on DVD. But I used to have the Ghost in the Shell VHS, and I don't know where that is. What's up, Unqualified Gamer? Hello to everybody who I have missed. Never recorded anything on VHS before, yet hearing this sounds super nostalgic. Oh my god. Got the 007 series all complete on VHS, some old Crystal Maze recordings, security tapes, a few DVDs, one HD DVD, one or two Blu-rays, and one Laserdisc knocking about. So I have plenty of Blu-rays. Yeah, we numbered our tapes, had a little diary. Yeah, there we go. My oldest brother and I had two VHS tapes recorded of Power Rangers episodes, but then they disappeared a few years ago. My Macross movies bootleg. Lizard, I have Macross Plus on DVD. I never had any VHS of Macross or Robotech. It's funny, the Goodwill store right now, unless somebody bought them, has Robotech DVD 1 through 10, except for disc 5. And I considered getting it, but U.S. Manga Corps, thank you, Lizard. Project Echo, Cyan Fox. Project Echo is one of my favorite animes of all time, anime movies. I love the premise. I thought it was delightful. It was very interesting. It was great. I loved it. I've been looking for the Blu-ray set. Ew, Robotech. I've been looking for the DVD or Blu-ray set of Project Echo, because Project Echo had 4 movies and an OVA, a 2-episode OVA. You can look that up, but I'm probably getting it wrong. It was Project Echo 1, 2, 3, and then 4 was called Final. And like Project Echo, I don't know if it was Project Echo 4 Final or Project Echo Final. And then there was an OVA which was Gray Side and Blue Side, but they were part 1 and 2. Echo ain't getting the Blu-ray. I know. Lizard, I have looked, even if it's just the first movie, I've looked so much for them, but I can't find a set. Nothing that isn't super expensive. The many Dragon Ball GT episodes. Oh, it's Unqualified Gamer. Did you step into the hardcore? Ever seen Dirty Pair? Yes, I did. I seen Dirty Pair and I seen Dirty Pair Flash. Now that's something I go for. Akira on Laserdisc. I have Akira on the Steelbook DVD when it first came out, and I think they re-recorded all of the voices so it sounds better. I still have that Steelbook somewhere. Well, it should be in my DVD sets. Let me DM you. What's the topic? Mendez, I'm rambling about some VHS stuff that I have. I have more VHS. I have a lot more stuff. Those were the ones of serious note. I will have to dig through more and see if I can find more. My mom got rid of the anime VHS tapes I had, including Akira in English sub, thinking I wouldn't mind. That, you know what, Cassidy? That always happens. It's a bunch of stuff that you don't look at for a long time, so somebody throws it out and you realize, I didn't even know it was there. I would have loved to have it.
Your ideas are intriguing to me, and I wish to subscribe to your newsletter.
Who is that? Psychotic Sonic. Thank you so much for the follow. How is that spelled? Echo. Project Echo. I missed my copy of the DuckTales movie. VHS stream Elements. I honestly thought about that. The problem is that I'm still showing copyrighted material over Twitch. I can't do that. I actually did think about, because I don't know if it works or not, but I do have a VHS player downstairs in the basement. I honestly thought about bringing it up, hooking it up, and then playing some VHS stuff. But yeah, I would still be violating terms of service by posting stuff like that. Hold on, let me check my Discord. Discord, right? Am I in? Check Twitter DMs. Check Twitter DMs. Oh yeah, here we go. I see you sliding in there. Project Echo. See, now I found this movie before. First of all, $20. Yikes. Yeah, I found the movie before. I appreciate linking it though. I did find the movie before, but I want a set. I want a box set of all of them. I'll take the first movie because the first movie was the best one. But I would love to have a box set of all of them because it was so good. I loved it. I used to have the soundtrack too. I know I've played the song here, but there's a couple of songs in there. Dance Away and I don't remember the other big one. No, yeah, Dance Away. Oh man, I have to look it up. It's not that I didn't look. I was just so distracted by IRL life going on that it was impossible for me to watch my copy of Akira on VHS. Pull out a controller and pretend to play the VHS. Yeah, I'm playing the movie. VHS collection of The Silver Lining. There we go. Say it's a Sega CD game. Oh my god, yeah. Well, we were joking on Twitter, and I said because the project Kill La Kill is coming out with a re-release of the DVD set, and it's ridiculous. It's $200. I'm sorry, it's going to be on sale for $160, but it's $200 for the DVD set of Kill La Kill, which is ridiculous. So I made a joke about, you know what? I should just play it on Netflix, record it through the VHS, and that way I can watch bootleg Kill La Kill and remind myself of the old days. I heard that as Santa CD. Oh my god, did I say Santa CD? It would be a gift to us all. Plan addendum. Record a copy of The Silver Lining about VHS and then play it through VHS. Oh my god. An experiment. Yeah, I should do a VHS episode like normal. We just talk about VHS. Play the episode back through a VHS recorder and then record the episode. Replay that episode into the capture card to record it at that quality and then upload that version of the video. How complicated is that? Can Elgato do a direct capture of a VHS player? I have the older Elgato, which takes in composite video, so I could output the VHS composite into the capture card. I also have a little HDMI box for like 720p. You put the composite in and it's HDMI out. It does work. I haven't really had to use it. If only I could do that with other anime that I want. I mean, Aqua, you really can if you have a DVD recorder and you get good quality stuff. But if you want to be authentic, you got to do it with VHS. Well, I did what she did. I lost Kiki's Delivery Service, Castle in the Sky, Digimon movie, and my VHS tapes of the Digimon series. Cassidy, at the very least, you can get that stuff back. That's the thing. My biggest. Do you have the DKC card? No, I do not. My biggest loss is stuff like JoJo 93 OVA because I can't get that on DVD anymore. You know, I'll be honest. I'll tell you what the biggest loss is for me. This is the biggest loss. Hey, Mr. Sonic. The biggest loss for me in having thrown those cassettes out, assuming that I did throw them out, there were probably old commercials on there. And because some of it was like Batman Beyond, you know, so I would have had kids' toy commercials and stuff like that. That's the biggest loss for me, is that I don't get any of those commercials anymore. And I love having that stuff. I would absolutely love to do something where, like, when we take a break on the show, I run an old ad, like a rare ad that nobody's ever seen or we haven't seen in forever. I remember one of the Dragon Ball bootlegs that we had a Japanese Frosted Flakes commercial on it. So it was Tony the Tiger. I remember it was Tony the Tiger. There were like some kids on a bridge or something. I don't know what was going on. Like they were out in the woods or something. But it was Tony the Tiger, and it was a Japanese Frosted Flakes commercial. And I just thought, that's so cool. Like, I don't know why, but I love that that's on there. He plays old Japanese VHS adverts. I get that nostalgia when I look through when you look through old comics and stuff. I'm so fascinated with old advertising. I think that's why I memorized the Mousetrap song. You remember the old cartoon? Pirates of Darkwater. I have the Genesis game. I don't have the Super Nintendo game. Yes, I do remember Pirates of Dark Water. That was actually very good. That was one of those cartoons that I thought was better than it was getting credit for, which, Sean, it's weird as it sounds, I put it in the same category, and I think it was because they were both on ABC, The Cowboys of Moo Mesa. It's a ridiculous concept. And at the same time, it was a good show. Like, it was a really good show. I found my anime VHS tapes at a Goodwill during college. So it feels like a big loss. Yeah, I need to go to the Goodwill and actually hit up some of the VHS sections, because some of the Goodwills near me do still have their VHS sections up. Hang on a second here. Hang on a second. Oh, wait. Oh, that's a Billy bookshelf, Lizard. Lizard posted a picture in Discord, and I see a Billy bookshelf there. Jesus Christ on a bike. That's a deep cut. What? The Cowboys of Moo Mesa? What's wrong with that? They were amazing. That was such a good show. I mean, that's like Galaxy Rangers. Just like how video games, even obscure games, are getting re-released nowadays. Some old shows should get Fox. I believe that tons of shows should get re-released on Blu-ray or at least DVD. It's always a problem of licensing. Is always the biggest issue, and the fact that nobody, there's not a lot of, not a Billy bookcase, Lizard. There's just not a lot of interest in these shows, or they don't know that there's a lot of interest in these shows. There's a lot of shows that would probably make a comeback if they got some attention. There was a fantastic cartoon called Exo Squad, which I thought was terrific. I want to say it was the last episode. It's the last episode I remember watching where they have these like mechanical E-frames called exosuits. They had to destroy them, and then when they destroyed them, something sort of like dramatic happened. And I was just like, even as a kid, I was like, oh my God. And it was so great, but I can't find the show anywhere. You're the first person in decades I've heard mention of it. Experiment. That's what I do. My Goodwill had the whole Star Trek TNG VHS sets. If you could do an old school advert, what would it be for? What do you mean, like an old school advertisement for something today? I don't know. Only because it's fresh in my mind. Bloodstained. I would love to do like one of those 90s ads where, hey, I got the cool new game, Bloodstained, and like the kids are all super excited, and then like the mom's like, hey kids, it's time to come down for lunch, and then the kid like fires a blast at her with one of the powers from the game, and she's like, okay, 5 more minutes. I would love to see a reboot of Reboot. Unqualified Gamer, reboot or remake? Cheesy AF. The Living Speaker. Hello, I'm sorry. What? That would be gold. I remember the Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad VHS. I don't remember that. I remember Samurai Pizza Cats and Tattoo Teenage Alien Fighters from Beverly Hills. That was some. Ooh, that was a live action, but yikes. You want something modern, you go to Elliot. You want something retro, you go to Greg. You want something in between, you go to Johnny. It wasn't that good from what I hear. Oh yeah, there was a reboot of Reboot. There was something. I remember that they brought back Samurai Pizza Cat Reboot a little bit, but I don't know what it was. What about, wasn't it Hawkeye goes? Wasn't it Big Bad Beetleborgs? For some reason I remember Big Bad Beetleborgs. The Living Speaker, I'm ahead of the game here because I see that the Living Speaker just followed, so we're waiting for the announcement.
Your ideas are intriguing.
The Living Speaker, thank you so much for the follow. What is that? Wow, that's $9.98, $9.99. Yeah, that was the title. Yeah, yeah, we had a reboot. What the hell is this obsession with Beverly Hills in the 80s? Oh, Experiment. I don't know, but there was also a cartoon called Beverly Hills Teens. God, I watched the hell out of that cartoon, and I don't think I hear anybody ever talking about it. It was Beverly Hills Teens. I'm pretty sure what it was. Concerning Pizza Cat's Kata, I learned that they are actually ninja, but they're referred to as samurai. Well, of course. Hey, Linky, what's going on? That sounds familiar, and that scares me. Living Speaker, embrace the fear, and you will reconnect with the version of yourself that you thought lost forever. Ooh, that was that's you know what that is? You know what that is, right? That if I can find it. That's one of Silver's nuggets. What would you do if you hit 1,000 followers on stream? I would be very happy. I don't have anything planned because, like an idiot, I never have anything planned for these things. Maybe what I'll do is give away 10,000 pennies worth of Nintendo points or something. I don't know, or 1,000 pennies worth of Nintendo points. I feel like I'm merging with my previous lives. See, Living Speaker, those previous lives have knowledge, and you must merge with that knowledge in order to become your full self.
Wow, the land of make-believe.
Living in the land of the lost. That was Marshall, Jim, and Holly on a routine expedition. Deke the Little No, Wing Zero. You're thinking of Denver the Last Dinosaur. Deke was the company, I believe, that put them out. Deke also put out Dinosaucers, which was dinosaurs from outer space. Which sounds as wild as it was. My true self or my shadow self. Remy, that's when you have to ask yourself, what if the shadow is you and the version of you is the fake? Denver, the last dinosaur. He's my friend and a whole lot more. The land of make-believe. Okay, you know what? We should probably... Oh, crappers. I didn't even actually put these topics. Let me load up these topic images real quick here. Hold on. Wait. Can you see this? Can you see what's happening here? I don't know if you guys can see what I'm... Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. Cancel. Let's go back to the silver lining.
Bloody hell.
Let's go to studio mode. I'm using OBS, so I apologize for this. I've downloaded all of my topic images and I completely forgot to add them to the stuff here. There we go. So add files. Hang on. See, this is the quality content that you're here for. You know it. This is what got us to the 1,000 followers. Well, if we get to the 1,000 followers today, or this is what's keeping us from the 1,000 followers. I'm not entirely sure.
Your ideas are intriguing to me, and I wish to subscribe to your newsletter.
Oh no, Ray Zander, thank you so much for the follow. Very, very much appreciated. I apologize for not looking at the camera because I am trying to sort out this goofy picture of mine. There he is. So let's bring that up. Isn't this great, everybody? You get to see the scenes behind the scenes. Okay, so let's turn off studio mode. There we go. 1,000, is that 1,000 or not? That's weird. I guess 1,000. Oh, I have sound effects. Woohoo! That's more of a falling, but yay, we're at 1,000. Yeah, do we add a laugh track? I have my own laugh track. 1,000, which we're super excited for, and it's just gonna drop back down. I see 997. Refresh. It should actually work. Yeah, I'm looking at 1,000 right now. Why did I hit F5? Print screen. There we go. I thought I heard a "you suck."
Ooh, you suck.
Yeah, if you unfollows. Yeah, Linky, that's just what's gonna happen. Yeah, if you refresh, it should say one. I'm seeing 1,000 right now, and mine updates as I go because I'm on my live dashboard thingy. All right, so, but until I have something officially planned, we'll come back to it because I do want it takes the follow back. I do want to do something cool for the 1,000, so I am gonna figure out some way to celebrate that. And if and when I do celebrate that, that is going to be here. I will announce it on Twitter, and I'll do some sort of giveaway or something. We'll do some eShop cards or something like that. I apologize. Maybe I'll try to do like a Nintendo card or something, or an Amazon gift card or something. But let us get into our first topic here, which is a weird kind of topic. I don't have the article in front of me, but there's only one thing from the article that I really care about. And I'm pretty sure I just heard thunder, so I'm a little annoyed. Granite Mech, what's going on? Yeah, 35 minutes into the stream, we get to the first. Well, we were having a good time before. I don't mind getting to the topics late if we're having a good time. And I think we were having a good time. You get Collection of Mana. I did not get Collection of Mana. So an article was produced by the Wall Street Journal, and it talked about, I think it was an investors meeting or something for Sony, and Sony effectively said there was a bunch of things that they said, but the one thing that they said the most was that they don't view Nintendo as a competitor because they view themselves as for more mature gamers, and they view Nintendo as for kids, as for younger game players. And so that, of course, that's going to take the stage. That's going to take center stage of anything they said, because they just said that they are not in competition with Sony, with Nintendo. Here's the thing. They're different hardware, not the demographic. Here's the thing. The first thing that everybody jumped on, and this is and rightfully so, the Nintendo Switch right now is selling across the board. It's selling to people from every age group, 18 to 24, 25 to what is it, 34 or something. I forget exactly what I saw some numbers for it, but I didn't know where the numbers came from, so I didn't want to link that picture. But it's clear that the Switch is selling across the board. People that grew up with the 3DS are still playing their 3DS, because the 3DS is 8 years old now. First party wise, yes. Okay. See, I got a lot to unpack with this, and it kind of annoys me. This is why I really don't care about what else was said in the article. I really only care about the statement. Number one, just because you make games that are accessible to all ages. Mario Kart is clearly accessible to all ages. There's no gratuitous violence or anything like that. I mean, there's a whole lot of cursing depending on whether or not you decide to hit me with a red shell when I'm in second place, and I get real pissed off. But the game is not designed for children, but it is designed in a way that children can play it. It is bright and colorful. It's not 19 different shades of brown with a little gray mixed in, like half of Sony's games. It is designed in a way that it is accessible for all age groups. In a market of video games where you've got Sony claiming to be for adults, you've got Microsoft, who is sort of the same thing. If Sony does, Microsoft does. So they kind of do the same thing. Older people in older demographics are going to play whatever they enjoy, which includes Nintendo. When younger people want to play video games and it's time for them to go buy it, or more importantly, if it's time for their parents to go buy it, they're going to look at the one that is accessible gameplay wise and visually stimulating for their children. That also happens to be Nintendo. That's why you can't do one thing. You can't just make mature games because you're only going to sell to one group of people. Nintendo makes games that are accessible for everybody, so everybody plays them. It is not just kids. Yes, there is a large demographic of children playing in Nintendo systems, but that doesn't mean that the games are designed specifically for children. It means the games are designed in a way that any age group can play them. That's how it works. The Nintendo Wii was never a system for Bloom and Brown. The Nintendo Wii was never designed for elderly people. It was designed for everybody. It was never designed specifically for elderly people. But that doesn't change the fact that because of the ease of the controls, the elderly people actually really attach to it, which is the whole thing about the Just Dance game coming out for the Wii. That's part of what that is, that a lot of elderly centers still use the Wii for their seniors, for the people that live there to play, because it's easy, it's accessible to them. By the way, it just started raining outside, so if it starts lightning and everything, I'm gonna cancel the stream. We're gonna shut it off, and we'll come back another time. An example of this is the censorship is the machine guns in the Spyro. You guys are talking about censorship? Yeah, it's E for everyone for a reason, John Pancho. Exactly. It is not E for children. It is E for everyone. That's how it works. It just. And it's not E for elders either. Yeah, elders could still do some exercise with the Wii. My point with the Wii, Rami, is just that it was because seniors could use it doesn't mean it was designed for seniors. Because children can play a lot of the Nintendo games out there, it doesn't mean that it was designed for children. It just means that it is accessible to children. Hey, Cream the Rabbit, yes, there was thunder. So we'll see what happens. That sounds fun. Just wondering if there is shovelware in the elderly. I'm living speaker. I'm almost 100% sure there is. Along with the Just Dance games. I play Nintendo as a 23-year-old, while my younger brother as a teen plays on his PS4. Demographics mean nothing. You need to appeal to as many people as possible. Yes. You need that, and that bothered me. That bothered me right off the bat, and I think it bothered a lot of people that Sony is still stuck in this 10-year, 15-year ago thing where they think that Nintendo's only being played by children. All right, you think whatever you want to think. Now, here's the thing. I disagree with their assessment that Nintendo is for children. What I do not disagree with is the idea that they are not competitors. I agree. I don't think that I think the Sony gods are coming for me. I don't think they're competitors. I don't think so. And I've said that here. I've actually said that here multiple times. I said that when we were talking about okay, now that was some thunder. I said that here multiple times when we were talking about them. They're not competitors. Do you know why they're not competitors? Because they're not fighting for the same share of the market. When the Wii U came out, the Wii U was, unfortunately, at this point, we can definitely say it was a failure for multiple reasons. Not because the hardware was bad, just bad marketing and whatever. The Wii U was a competition for stuff like the PS3 and the Xbox 360. That was in direct competition. The Switch is not in direct competition. Nintendo's two biggest systems right now are the 3DS, which they're getting out of, and the Switch, which is rolling down and gaining speed with every day. They are not in the same league as each other. And I don't mean that one of them is significantly better than the other one. I mean that they literally aren't meant for the same things. One of them is meant to be a more powerful system. It's meant to be in your house and look amazing and deliver 4K graphics at 60 frames per second. The other one is meant to be able to take on the go. It's meant to be able to play it at home or you can attach your Joy-Con and watch them drift to the left, because that's what they all start doing, and take it with you. Yes, they've got a lot of the same games, but that doesn't mean they're the same thing. I think that Nintendo and Sony used to be in direct competition a long time ago, but they're not anymore. They haven't been since the Switch came out. They haven't been since the Wii U pretty much died, and that's a reality of it. So I agree with them. That's the thing. I agree when they say, "Oh, we're not us and Sony are not." Yeah, you're not the competition. They have one corner of the market. You've got another. This is why when we talked before. I've talked about this multiple times, where we're in a position now where everybody could have their share of the market and everybody can succeed, because the war against each other usually develops some pretty good things. When there is competition, there is growth. But at the same time, if they all have their own corner of the market, maybe they can succeed in that corner and deliver all of us a widespread, amazing experience. This is a chance for, I would say, since the Vita, this is a chance for Microsoft to alter what they do. I've been an advocate for a while of the idea of Xbox branded PCs. $500 price point PCs that are somewhat upgradable and are a sort of middle ground between buying a console system and building your own computer. I think that would be an interesting market to see if there's even a place for that market, which I think there is. I think that there are a lot of people who are interested in the idea of upgrading their system like a computer, but PCs are terrifying. When you look at them and you look at how complicated they are, they're a bit scary to look at. And so some middle ground would be interesting. Did Nintendo ever fix that drifting Joy-Con issue with the, my understanding is no. I think people said they did. But there are people still reporting that they're getting drifting controllers with new systems. Again, that's what I've seen. But I don't know. And PC elitists will still complain about, of course, press play. PC elitists will always complain about them. They will always complain because it's not as good as a PC. And here's the thing, it's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be as good as a PC. It's supposed to be somewhere below that. Consoles, most console gamers will tell you that if you want the most powerful experience when playing your games, the PC is the way to go. No one denies that. The problem is, the PC can't compete with the convenience of a console system. It's not like you're paying less for the games on PC. The entry point for getting a PC, a gaming quality PC, is higher than the entry point for buying a console system. I go buy a PS4 for $200 right now. I can't buy a $200 PC that's capable of running modern day games. That's not a competition. That's why when people talk about the gaming industry, it's always Microsoft, Xbox, and Sony. No one's really considering PC, because PC really is in a class by itself. And that's sort of what I'm talking about here with the Switch and with Sony. They're not really in competition with each other because they're not in the same category anymore. They used to be, but they're not. But of course, Sony has to say it, and I think that's the problem. Sony has to say it in the most arrogant, obnoxious way possible. Sony can't just say they make a different product now. We make a different product from them. That would be the better way to say it. If anything, that would stir up the industry even more, because people would say, "Yeah, you're right. It's a completely different market now." And to hear it from Sony would be interesting. To get a good 1080p PC, it will cost you around $600 to $800. I built my computer. I had the graphics card for free. It was given to me by somebody. It probably cost me about $600-700 to build my computer, and that was without the graphics card. And that's with a 500 gig hard drive. I could have gone cheaper on some of the parts, but it's a 1080p machine. It's 1080-60, absolutely. I think I was playing Fortnite and it was like 100 frames per second before I turned it back down because I only have 60 hertz monitors. Honestly, I'm more interested in building a workstation than a gaming PC. Well, experiment. I mean, it's the same thing, except as a workstation, you need more RAM and your CPU is more important, right? Isn't that the main difference? And you should go for an 8. I went for an 8-core CPU because I wanted my PC to be able to do some workstation type stuff. So something like an 8-core is what I went with. Ryzen 1700. I'll be honest with you. Those Ryzen, the new, not the 3950s. They have ones that are like 12 and 16 core, but apparently you can still use your old motherboards with them. That's tempting. 6-core boys. Andy Mine P, what's going on? And that's not counting. Yeah, that's not counting a monitor, keyboard, mouse. Yeah, your entry point for, hey Jones, your entry point. Yeah, don't forget the hard disk drive for getting into a PC that can do the same thing as some of these console systems is way higher, but you can get a way better experience. Console gamers don't deny that. That's the gag. Nobody is sitting there playing their console. They're playing their PS4 or their Xbox One and saying this is superior in graphics and power to a PC. Nobody's saying that. Come on. But they're not in the same. They're so far apart from each other that they're not in the same category. The Switch and Nintendo and Sony are the same thing. They're not in the same category. What chipset are you using? B450. It's the lower end B450 though. B450 Prime MA. It's a micro ATX board. That's yeah. I wanted to go for, even though it's the cheaper one, I wanted to go 450 because I knew that 450 would last me a little bit while. I don't feel like upgrading to, I don't have the money really to upgrade to a 570. I'm reminded of when someone described the power of the Wii as being equivalent to 2 GameCubes ducked together. Yeah, which is kind of cool. I like the GameCube. All B450 boards will work with Ryzen 3000, so you're good. Will I need a BIOS update? That's my only question. I'm curious if I know that they said 450s will work, but I'm concerned that because mine is a lower quality one, I was worried that it might not. I would probably also need a BIOS update, which is simple, but I would still, I would like to know. I mean, ultimately, the Ryzen chips is going to cost me like $400, so I'm not going to do that. But the idea of a 12 or 16 core CPU, ooh. So that was my thoughts on that. It just annoyed me. Is it possible to update a laptop the same? No, Fox, laptops typically are everything is soldered in place, so you can't move things around. Some of them may have certain upgradable items. You can always upgrade the hard drive and the RAM, but as far as your CPU, your graphics card, all of that stuff is wired together. It won't come apart. Supposedly, Alienware is making a laptop where you can upgrade the CPU. But I don't know. I really don't know why you'd do that. I don't know. I feel like one of the points of a laptop is that it's convenient and you don't need to upgrade it. Like I wouldn't bother upgrading it anyway. I would just get a new laptop. Yeah, laptop has very few things to remove. Yeah, you can change the RAM and you can swap out the hard drive. Which, by the way, if any of you have a hard drive out there in your laptop and you are running a mechanical drive, do yourself a favor, go out there, get yourself a solid state drive. I put a solid state drive in my computer and I will never go back. I cannot believe how much faster. This is, I'm not a techie guy, so I can't really get into a tech conversation here, but I put a Samsung 860 EVO solid state drive in my computer, and it's about 15 seconds from the time I press the power button to the time that I can start using the computer. 20 seconds at the max. Hard drive's probably the only component for most laptops. The rest are all going to be soldered. Experiment. No, every laptop I've ever had, you can take out the RAM. You can access the RAM. You just need that small laptop RAM. But every laptop I've ever had, you could swap out the RAM. SSDs are essentially just oversized NAND, and I love them. You know what? Experiment. I wouldn't experiment. I have a mission for you. Since you are my techie guy. It sounds like Andy is a techie guy too. I have a mission for you. What, because they move so fast, because SSDs and M.2, because they move so fast, would it be feasible to, instead of using RAM, because the whole point of RAM was that it was accessible, it accesses information faster than a mechanical drive. Would it be feasible to replace your RAM slots with a slot for an M.2 drive, a volatile M.2 drive, and get 250 gigs of RAM on your computer? Even a solid state drive should actually still move pretty fast. Is there any reliability? Is there a possibility of removing the RAM slots and instead replacing it with a volatile memory M.2? Even not, well, you can use non-volatile memory, but would that be, I mean, I feel like buying 250 gigs of RAM through an M.2 card would be cheaper. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know. You would have to tell me whether or not that's actually feasible, because my understanding was that the point of RAM was that it accesses information faster, so you needed that so that you're not digging all the way through your mechanical drive every time you want to find something. But if M.2 drives are significantly faster, I'd be interested to know if it was feasible to replace that. I apologize. I just realized this is episode 64. Yes, I forgot to put
your
an
ideas are
N64 logo up
intriguing
there.
to me, and I wish to subscribe
Granddad
to your newsletter.
Coolio, thank you so much for the follow. What is that, 1001? I love the N64 too. So that's my ramble about the PS4 Switch, and we of course went into techie stuff, which I never really have a problem with. You know how we are here. We ramble here.